Hi everyone, welcome back to Exile Mixes. Today I'm going to show you another process that I'm doing here on the console together with the Logic Pro. So the console is Soundcraft Signature 22 MTK and I'm using Logic. So after I mix in Logic, I farm out all the stems instead of track per track. I'm going to group them into instrument buses and stereo aux channels so that we'll be conserving the channels here on the Soundcraft. I only have 22, but I may have more than 22 in Logic. So this is a solution. You can do a lot more with aux channels in Logic with parallel processing, effects with your aux channels. You can have any number you want. And then we can just put them all out here in groups. Stems are stereo pairs from groups or instrument buses in Logic. I assign each to a pair of channels on the console. Here we have the drums on channels 9 and 10. The guitars on 5 and 6. The bass on 7 and 8. The lead vocals on 1 and 2. And we're not using this for this session because we're just doing instruments. And the backing vocals on 3 and 4. And again, we won't be using those two. The console has a high-pass filter on top of the channel strip, which rolls off at 100 Hz with an 18 dB slope. I have stereo auxes assigned to channels 11 and 12 for crushing the drum bus. 13 and 14 for the drum reverb. I will also apply a high-pass filter to the drum auxes in channels 11 to 14. 15 and 16 for guitar reverb, 17 and 18 for guitar delay, 19 and 20 for vocal reverb, and again we won't be using that for this session. And the last pair, 21 and 22 for the secret sauce. For easier recall, all faders are at unity gain, or in this case 5 dB above zero. Except for the effects returns, they have been blended in around -5 dB. I go to the drums first at channels 9 and 10. I will now apply some EQ to sweeten the drum bus mix. I will roll off 3 dB at 12K to kill the harshness of the cymbals and the snare buzz from the second snare mic. And add 3 dB at 60 Hz to add some bottom to the kick. The bass also needs a bit of boost at 60 Hz to add low-end punch. Because this frequency is a shelving EQ with a wide Q curve, the boost will reach further below 60 Hz. I will now go to the guitar bus. It just needs a bit of boost around 1.5 or 1.6 for added presence. I don't have a low-pass filter in this channel. I will just turn down the 12K EQ point down by 9 dB since it is a shelving EQ. the reverbs and delays have been engaged in Logic using the aux channels, we don't need much here. I found that sending 50% of the drum bus to FX1, the plate reverb, and the same amount to FX2, the gated reverb, gives the kick more low end. All that's left to do now is to check the stems alone, against each other, or all together. And I know you're not supposed to solo when you're mixing, but I think it's okay for this case because on the console you can quickly go through each all together, so you can still say the mix was done within context of the whole thing. Here is the mastered version of the mix, after it has been through the master bus processing back in Logic. And many thanks to the performers of this session, and that is Anirudh on guitar, Ivan on bass, and oh, that's me on the drums. And thank you for watching. Till next time.